We Brits, we do love to talk about our weather, don't we? And now I'd like to talk about the state of the skies over the UK on Saturday. This weekend, the forecast was apparently supposed to be glorious sunshine, and it was to a degree, but by Saturday afternoon, the UK sky looked as if someone had been particularly industrious with a bottle of Tipex. I saw it with my own eyes, and I know it's neither normal or healthy. Our sky was a whitened out toxic mess. I have received pictures from people in Scotland, Ireland, Wales, parts of the UK, including Cornwall, Wiltshire and Kent. They told the same story, that of an enhanced and whitened sky with extensive crisscrossing that many people understand to be geoengineering. Now, I appreciate that this topic is a tricky one. Geoengineering, the manipulation of our weather, is one of those subjects that people are ridiculed for talking about. I've heard it all, and for over a decade, I have interviewed many people to better inform myself on the subject. I've talked with pilots who say there is no such thing as chemtrails. They say they are contrails, which is the exhaust fumes that form from aircraft and leave trails in the sky. I've also talked with insiders and researchers who point me to known literature on the subject, including one acknowledged historic experiment with UK geoengineering in the 1950s, and which was documented in a BBC play, or it's a Radio 4 programme, actually. It took place in Lynmouth, a village in Devon, in 1952. It was alleged that a rainmaking experiment, aka geoengineering, had taken place and was ultimately to blame for a landslide that killed 30 people on 15th of August 1952. What we do know for fact is classified government files eventually released to the public confirm that these experiments did indeed take place. But it's not as if the British government is trying to hide it. Geoengineering is all over the government website. In 2010, the British government admitted to geoengineering data when it set out to both define and to regulate geoengineering in accord with framework laid down by the UN and in line with the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. The 2010 report recommended, in quotes, that the government review its policy on geoengineering to give it greater priority. Then we should not forget the document from the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy about greenhouse gas removal, aka geoengineering. This clearly sets out the UK government's position on what can be done to counteract man-made climate change in line with the Paris Agreement. Now, this is a subject I've long been interested in, and there is a great deal of evidence to suggest that our skies have indeed changed, and in formation all across the UK at the same time. If it was simply contrails, e.g. the expected emissions from a plane, it would happen daily, but it does not. We have every right to ask questions about what is happening in our skies, and we have every right to receive straightforward answers. A more recent Freedom of Information request asked about cloud seeding. This is a troubling term for the UK government, and they do everything they can to avoid discussion about it. This leads them into areas such as aerosol spraying and wider agendas. But the fact is, no matter what skeptics say, something has changed. People need to be looking up and asking what it is. We need to be able to ask questions and debate it without fear of being called a conspiracy theorist for a subject that is long past its sell-by date to be discussed. We will be tackling this topic in more depth as we move forward.